PNC, which I've played on ladder, versus Firebat, which I've also played on ladder. So we have the Bomber Hunter versus the what looks to be Fatigue Warrior. Hey, look, Firebat got his cam. Pogs. I think, does Firebat keep, like, Town Crier and he ditches everything else? Because Dynomatic against the Bomber Hunter is garbage. Omega Assembly isn't really something you want. And then Shield Slam again. He summons a lot of, like, bombs and shit, so I don't think that's something you keep either. I think you just keep the town. Yep. Warpath, Alkali. That's actually not bad. That's actually not a bad hand for Firebat. And PNC has no 1-drops. Firebat does. Love me some Firebat. Yeah, Firebat is a great player, and he's a very, very funny. Problem is, he's kind of mean sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, he could be a little mean sometimes. But overall, super cool guy. I mean, he's a world championship, so he can be mean. You know what I mean? If you hear something dumb or you ask him something dumb, he's gonna be like, that's a dumb question. I'll never do that to you guys because I love you. This is something I have a hard time doing with the Bomb Hunter. Not that I've played it a lot, but like just playing the Venomizer out there. Like I always just go for value plays. And that's my issue when I play aggro decks, is I just can't seem to want to go for the aggro plays. Is the mic gone? Can you guys hear me? I mean, I can see my mic working fine. I think that's just you stumbling. Yeah, it's just you stumbling. Thanks, Zach. Does he ever just hero power go face? Or maybe it's like a hero power trade? Warpath trade. And this makes it so he can't magnetize that card and make it harder to deal with later. Which makes sense. It's early game removal. And he technically went 1-for-1 because his 1-mana 1/2 still drew a card, and then his Warpath technically killed the card. So it's still technically 1-to-1. And as we can see, PNC has 5 cards in his hand, and then Firebat also has 5 cards in his hand plus coin. So card-to-card ratio still pretty the same. And then the later in the game it gets, the more kind of like, not flop-sided, but the more it leans on the warrior having the edge. Because as we know, the control warrior deck, once it hits 10 mana and they have Dr. Boom out, you cannot kill them. Like, it takes an army of like 8,000 midgets to kill a warrior once they have Dr. Boom with 10 mana. War gear? Yep. I see a high mana mech, I pick it. Value, baby. You mean Murloc Shaman. That'll do it. I would slam the fuck out of Weapons Project. No. Coin Militia. Maybe. I don't know, man. It's either slam Weapons Project or Coin Militia. I went with the initial. Is he slamming the weapons? Slamming that Weapons Project down there. Kill that Acidic Swamp Ooze, baby. That was my initial thought, and then I overthought it with coining out the commander. I love the Grandmaster series, but some of the plays from the players show rust. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. It's really hard to play a high stakes. If you've like, most people haven't played like in a high stakes like tournament or match. Oh my god, Coin Harrison, slap that sucker down. You bet you won't, Coin Harrison. I bet you won't do it. Coin Harrison killed the 3-2 GG. No fucking remate. Once you like, it's really hard to play in a high stakes tournament just because like, you know, you have a lot of people not only watching you in every single play you make, you have casters casting at the same time as your plays, like critiquing you, thinking out what you should do. And then there's the stake that there's like money on the line. So like, whenever I see a pro player make a mistake, I'm just like, I could have made the same mistake. I've made the same mistake before. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's totally like, people are like, lol, to a pro player, you know, shouldn't have done that. But like, there's a different, like, in League of Legends, for example, there's like a lot of muscle memory with like using skills and abilities. Like, think about every time someone uses a skill shot and misses. You don't think about that. That's basically like a misplay in Hearthstone. So like when casters are casting over like a League of Legends tournament or something, like, it's like, oh, you know, he missed the blank skill shot. That's very similar to like a misplay in Hearthstone. And like, it's not looked at as crazy in League as it is in Hearthstone when someone makes a misplay. So like, just think about someone playing perfect in League of Legends all the time. It's impossible to play perfect in League of Legends, or, you know, to get all the creep kills, or to get the final creep or final kill on creeps, or get the like skill shot on every single champion. Like, it's impossible. That doesn't happen. So in Hearthstone, like, making the most optimal plays, like, it's whoever makes the most optimal play most of the time, because not everybody's gonna play perfectly every single game, because it's just it's hard, man. It's a very critical thinking game. There's a lot of mechanics, there's a lot of things to think about, and you know, if it was easy, everybody would do it. So hopefully that makes sense. So when you see somebody make a mistake like that, or like you don't see players performing to the best, like if you see a player consistently like every turn just making a mistake, then obviously there's something there. But like seeing someone make a like one or two mistakes in a match, it's one of those things that's, it's gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. If you're up on the stage enough and you're playing you know, a good amount of high level Hearthstone, it's just part of the program. Well, I definitely see. Ooh, he's doing Ziliax this early. I would normally hold Ziliax till I have a better mech, so I can make sure I have the... Oh, he wants to make sure the Divine Shield stays on, and he goes face for 5. Very interesting play. I wouldn't have done this. So what he's doing here is he knows that PNC doesn't really have great ways to deal with Divine Shield. And because he only has 1 minion on the board, and because his whole deck revolves around, like, magnetizing, he doesn't really want to trade into Ziliax. So this is just really awkward for PNC. And I would have to agree. Very awkward. Because he doesn't want to like Ziliax into the Ziliax and they both lose their Divine Shield. I mean, that just sucks. He would get incredibly punished if his PNC had the Spider Bomb and the Fireworks tech, which if I was playing PNC would most assuredly have both those cards in his hand, and then he would Fireworks tech the bomb after Spider Bombing it, and then he would kill my Ziliax and go face, and I would lose. But because he's playing against Firebat, of course Firebat has normal people RNG, and the turn is exceedingly awkward. But if it was me, it would definitely be the other verse. I'd be like, oh, worst play is the Spider Bomb Fireworks tech. There it goes. And then the fucking 50-50 roll on Ziliax, and I would get fucking destroyed. Closing time. So he makes the, goes ahead and makes the trade first, pulls off the Divine Shield, goes ahead and hits the Divine Shield. If one card hits the Divine Shield and the other card doesn't, Firebat does not gain the health because it technically didn't do damage because it procced the Divine Shield first. So good play from PNC there. Definitely a good play. Alkali to Pain Warpath is looking thick. Uses weapon to trade into the 4/3 and goes 5 face. He gains 4, but the 4 doesn't matter because he's at 4 or full health. And then the Harrison can bring him down at least a couple pings of damage. It also clears the board, so Magnetize doesn't really work anymore. I really like this play from Firebat. Alkali to Pain Warpath trade. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling some kind of way. Really? You're gonna Omega Assembly first? Finds... Well, does he pick the Rusty Recycler? Because Dinomatic in this matchup is kind of useless. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, he picks the Rover. Really? Why do you think he picks the Rover? He has no more Warpaths left? And he doesn't, like, it's not like he runs Magnetize. So Dinomatic is useless, but what about the Rusty Rover? It's a 2, it's a 4, it's a taunt, and it's a 2/6, and it has lifesteal. Why do you think the Rover is better here? Mech Hunter has a lot of tokens? I guess, but I mean, his deck doesn't have a shit ton of taunts, and his deck, the only lifesteal minion he had is Zilliax. So taunt, lifesteal, I mean, sign me up. And you have almost, you know, you're at 7 mana, almost 8, which means you can play 2 minions a turn, and it only costs 4 mana. So it'll be interesting to see what the Rover does. And the Rover, remember, only allows you to gain armor when it takes damage, not when it does damage. So it's not even like the Rover that when it deals damage, it heals you for the 2. So, very interesting. As we know, he clears up the board here, goes 5 face. His opponent's still at 26, but it really doesn't matter because the Warrior now has the board. The Hunter has really no way to get back on the board. I don't see how the Hunter wins this. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Cheap minion for Brawl. Okay. Firebat didn't have Dr. Boom on 7. Trash can. So he basically just wanted to play out all his minions and have it out there. I guess. I prefer the taunt with lifesteal. You wonder if he bounces Jones? That's actually not a bad play, Twisting. I can see that happening next turn. Draw 2 more cards. Seems pretty good. Get you closer to Boom, get you closer to more shield blocks. I mean, I really don't see how Firebat loses this game right now, but... Like, PNC, what? He obviously always has to play Galvanizer first. Unless he's going to hold Galvanizer, which I don't see why you would. Like, there's Galvanizers, you put the Spider Bomb on Galvanizer, you put the fucking War Gear on him, you make a giant minion, and then, like, what? You just kick XD? Like, like, well, what is this? What does this actually do? Like, Firebat can go shields, you know, he can go shield block, hero power, shield slam, face with everything before you attack, just in case the Spider Bomb kills the Harrison. You could probably even go Harrison first, Brewmaster. Like, no, you'd never Brewmaster now and redo Harrison because of the huge minion. I definitely see just like an all-face play here. Yeah, I would go all-face, shield block, hero power, shield slam the 8-9. Call it a day. Yeah, shield block, see what you draw. Hero power, all-face, shield slam. Right? I mean, you could play the commander, but like there'd be no point because it's just gonna like trade off anyway. So it's just gonna die. Yeah, all face shield slam. And if my RNG is feeling right, it's gonna kill the 2/2 militia commander on the left. That's what my RNG is telling me. Oh, is it very right? I was off. He trades the weapon so the missile launcher kills up the Harrison. Makes sense. He can kill the missile launcher pretty easily though. He's got commander to do it. He's got actually 2 commanders. He could actually Brewmaster the commander. Is he gonna Brewmaster the commander? Oh, he is. Snap, crackle, frickin' puff. Ask my boy Firebat with the plays. Replay commander. Base for the 2. Makes it so if he draws a bomb, he's dead. Does he draw a bomb? He draws a... Oh, shit. I thought he drew a bomb. The Kansami die is a bomb, though. Alright, game 1 goes to Firebat with the Warrior against the Bomb Hunter. So, because of the format we're in, he has to play another Hunter. But the Hunter interchanges 5 cards, if I'm correct. I know what you're doing. Alright, let's go back in the mulligan phase so I can see what their hands are. Alright, so if I'm Firebat, I'm gonna be honest. If I'm Firebat, I keep everything but Dr. Boom. Is that true? Like if I was Firebat, I would kind of keep everything but Dr. Boom. Maybe even keep Dr. Boom. I don't know. I feel like turn 7's a little bit too far off. But Firebat's hand is very good. Very good. You think you keep everything? Dr. Boom's highest win rate card? Alright, keep that whole hand then. Keep that motherfucker. Keep that shit. Put it in the bank. Show you what you drink. Oh shit, he got rid of the commander and he got rid of Boom. And all right, so the reason he got rid of commander is because he knew he would draw the commander through the town crier, and if he town criers or if he draws the other commander before he town criers, it reduces the amount of chances he has to draw the rush minion with town crier because he knows he's probably gonna get the commander anyway. So you might as well replace it with a card that could be like Warpath or like an Executor or Shield Slam. So I guess that kind of makes sense. But he drew Ziliax. that's not a commander. And I honestly, against the Bomb Hunter, I don't think you keep the Dr. Boom. Believe it or not, I honestly don't think you keep it. Which I guess Firebat agrees with me. Why did PNC not keep Mekaru? Because he's looking for cards that have a little bit more impact in the early game. So Galvanizer, Menacing, the Extractor, the Spider Bombs, the cards that actually deal a little bit more damage. Like Mekaru is good against other aggressive style decks, and it's also good against decks that don't have armor because you're able to put in chip damage. But think about it: if you Mekaru on turn 1 and the warrior goes armor up, and then you attack with Mekaru and he goes armor up, he's basically just netted 2 armor and you've dealt 2 damage and nothing's happened but him getting 2 armor over the course of 2 turns. Meanwhile, if you get like Menace and you get the Galvanizer, you can Menace and Galvanizer on turn 3, and now you're pumping 4 damage where you're netting 2 every turn. Hopefully that makes a little bit more sense to why like maybe Mekaru isn't the appropriate choice. At least that's what I'm thinking. It was a good question. I honestly don't know. I don't play Bomber Hunter, but that's what I would assume based on what we've seen. And we'll see that if he decides to go with the Menacing or if he decides to go with the Explorer Bomber dude. But like I said, like Firebat's hand's insane. Like the 1 into the 3 into the 4 into the 5 with the Shield Slam is craziness. It's crazy. So he decides to make bombs, and the reason he makes these bombs is he makes the board a little bit wider and he makes it so it's easier for him to use his magnetize or magnetic on the minions. So he shield slams the 3-2. The reason that the warrior doesn't mind shield slamming the 3-2 is because he knows that the hunter deck like doesn't have a lot of really large scale minions in the deck. So being able to stop the 3 damage early on with the 1 mana card, like you paid, 3 mana and you paid 1 mana and you killed his card, you net 2 mana. In the long term, that adds up. He probably... Ooh, this is hard. Personally, I would keep Flark because I'm a greedy bitch. But the correct choice is probably the Explorer or the Ultra Bear. Keeps Flark. I like it. PNC, greedy bitch just like me. How's the music, guys? Is it too loud or is it too soft or is it just okay? Because right now this song's a banger. And I just hope y'all can hear it. It's fine? Alright, sick. Guardians of the Galaxy, baby. So fine. Come and get your love. I'm digging the commander. He decides Devastator? Hmm. What a play. So Firebat's baiting out the Magnetize because he has the Commander and he has the Ziliax. So what he's hoping PNC does right now is magnetize the bomb. So then Firebat can magnetize his 4/5 with Ziliax, counteract all damage taken, and kill the minion. What a play. So good. So good. I like it. So right now PNC's like, ooh, shit, he left my 3/2 alive. So this is, as the hunter, you have to be questioning like, interesting, like, you know, he could have traded the 3/2 into my 3/2 and then like only kept the bomb alive, but he kept my 3/2 alive. Is he trying to make me invest too much into a single minion? And the answer is yes. So what would be annoying for Firebat right now is if PNC were to go unleash the hounds, right? Ah, yes. Ah, look at me go, chat. And then he actually makes the trades because it's really obnoxious because you knew he was setting up for the Ziliax. Yes, PNC, yes. My boy. Not actually my boy, but like good heads up play. Exactly what you would think. I mean, not exactly, but like after thinking through it, it's what you think. Now this is super obnoxious. Commander looks bad. Ziliax looks bad. He has to now go like a Mega Assembly and look for like a Taunt or like maybe a Dinomatic to use on maybe something else. You know, Devastator or Demolisher? Leaning toward Devastator. Or you could actually pick the Imposter just because it has Stealth and you can Ziliax the Stealth minion. He plays the Omega's Devastator that wasn't generated by the Omega Assembly, so your opponent doesn't really know what card you have. So if you play the one created by the Omega Assembly, they know you have a Devastator left. But if you play the Devastator from your hand that they already know you that you have, they can't count the card that you've randomly generated but haven't played yet. Hopefully that makes sense. This is anybody's game. This is kind of a tough turn. I mean, when I look at the hunter, I just see face, man. I see menace. I see put it on a mech, and I see everything goes face. That's all I see. I don't know what song this is. I see menace. I see hero power. I just see face. He sees trades. Plays around Ziliax. He was playing around Ziliax before, and he continues to play around Ziliax. He knows his opponent doesn't have Warpath, or he would have used it. So, PNC. Good plays. Consistent plays. An interesting thing that you see, like, you don't really see pro players do that much, but like people on ladder, they'll like play a certain way, and then all of a sudden they'll randomly change their way of playing, regardless of what the opponent does. So they're like they just change game plans for no reason, and that's kind of like what I was just doing with PNC because I'm garbage. I would have just gone face and I would have played right into Ziliax, but the turn before I was playing like with the Unleash the Hounds, you were playing against Ziliax. You're like, okay, he has Ziliax, let's play around it. And then this turn I didn't play around Ziliax, even though we assumed he had it based on our previous play the following turn. So continuously playing around the cards that you know your opponent probably has and keep doing it consistently is key. And I just made that mistake twice. Six face hero power. Hey, baby. Do you see Ziliax getting nerfed anytime soon? I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't see them nerfing anything. But if they do, Waggle Pick, Leroy, Ziliax, are on the list. Alright, Town Crier first to pull the Rush out of the deck, and then you swing with the Alkalite. The question is, how do you deal with the 6/6? The way I see you deal with the 6/6 is you'd have to like Zilliax and then Weapons Project and then trade into it, and that just feels like ass. So the only other play is to Town Crier. I think Leroy needs a nerf. Leroy needed a nerf 2 years ago. That's a good draw. The commander, so now he can trade his Alkalite first, and then he can go commander. Brawl. Holy shit. Brawl in a 1-mana card lives? No, 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 no. Brawl. No! I would have loved to see a brawl there. I would have brawled out my fucking mind. He goes face because he knows he's brawling next turn. Interesting. Very interesting. I would have brawled out of my fucking mind. But I guess the problem with that play is if you brawl and the 6/6 lives, you lose. But if a 1/1 lives, you win. Oh, maybe not. Cause then he flarks. I don't think he ever flarks though. Like I think he's just gonna go like trade a 1/1, go with the launcher, hero power, all face. Yeah, trade 1/1. Trades 2 1/1 and flarks. Oh, trade 2 1/1 flark. Wow, this is really tough against Brawl, and it still does the whole like missile launcher Leroy thing. Shield block's a really good draw though. If he does like shield block and a shield slam, he still has the commander though. Warpath, does that change anything? No, you'd never Warpath here, right? I honestly don't even like brawling. I just like commander into the 5/5. That's all I see. I wanna know. Have you ever? Yep, commander into the 5/5 for shizzles. So he's pushing 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 14. From what I see, PNC is 2 damage off lethal. And if I was PNC, I'd missile launcher a 1/1. Do you ever play the galvanizer too? Do you just like no, you play the missile launcher first onto a 1/1, then you galvanizer. No, no, you don't. You have to leave open a spot for Leroy. Yeah, so you missile launcher a 1/1, go face, hero power, slam with the slam with the weapon. Every time. If he doesn't play the missile launcher, I will be so surprised. You always missile launcher a 1/1. He missile launchers a bomb. Why does he missile launcher a bomb instead of a 1/1? Anybody know? Anybody know why you'd missile launcher a bomb instead of a 1/1? You just have higher stats. Rely on your old man's money. You can rely on old man's money, you bitch girl. Man, this is tough for PNC. How's he gonna get out of this spot? He's got to like rip a deadly or a poisonous. Another missile launcher. Wait. Is that game? Hold on. Hold the phone. Hold the phone. 6, 7, 8. No. 8. No. 6. Ah, it's so close. It's so close. He's like 2 off. He's 2 off. You know what the 2 damage he's off? If he would have put his guy on the 1/1, and if he would have kept the 4 bombs alive and all the 4 bombs would be at 1 HP, he could play the missile launcher off to the side and then hero power, and he could win the game. That play I just called out earlier, of if he would have put the previous turn, if he would have put the missile launcher on the 1/1, his Ziliax would have traded into the 1/1. He'd have 4 bombs in play. All the bombs would have 1 HP. He could go missile launcher on the board, fireworks, text, hero power, and he would do 10 direct damage to the face. Or he'd actually do 12 direct damage to the face and not even hit the Omega. My play was correct. Let's fucking go, baby. You see what I'm saying? That's why the 1/1. Because regardless, all of it can die, because your 2 1/1s are most assuredly going to die because the missile launcher. So you open up 2 spots anyways. You have 5 minions on board. That's more than enough for the fireworks, tech, and Leroy. Oh man. Yeah, that was a that was a slip up, but it happens, man. I'm sure he had his reasoning behind that particular play. There's the Kansami dog comment from PNC. Firebat takes 2-0 in the series.